Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the FLIFO Show. This is a show wherein we discuss about the wrongs and rights in the community and what can be done in order to improve the life of people. So, today I am clearing the way for what will be taking place. Today I'm going to do only the talking. I'm going to be the only one doing the talking. But on Friday at 1900 hours, you will see that others will be contributing. It will be a time wherein others will have the chance to make their contributions. So, to get started now, today's topic, what is the best way in which someone can rule a nation, the best way to run a country or the state. In order to run a country, you have to have an education. Every country of the world have government, and the government is headed by either a president or a prime minister or a king. And that king, president or prime minister should have certain form of educations. If he or she is not educated to the highest level, it will be very, very difficult for the person to rule or run that country the best way possible. So, the foundations of a government is education. You have to have good educated people within the government. Without it, your government will be kaput. You have a kaput government. So, now, the behavior of the people of that government, you also the leaders, your behavior, every one of you people that are leading will be under the microscope. People will be watching. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that need to be done in order for a person to run or rule a nation the best way. So now let's get started. Here, everywhere in the world, the conduct of human affairs are always governed by universal laws. They are always governed by universal laws. There is nowhere into the entire world wherein you will go and say that, you see people say, it is good to steal. It is good to kill somebody. It is good to rape. It's legal. You don't find it anywhere in the world. This is universal. It is forbidden to do these things. They are natural. It would never be given priority number one anywhere in the world. So everyone in the country, the government have to do something about that. Everyone in the country need to be able to travel freely. The government need to put things in place wherein they can have freedom. People should move, go without any molestations. People should be able to walk and without looking over their shoulder to see who is around, what's going on. They should be able to go in pursuit of happiness, to be happy, to enjoy the nature. The government, these things can only happen if those who are in positions have the educations. When they have good education, then they can be able to do these things. There where it comes, from there we come balance of power. The way of system of government today, we have what we call democracy. Everyone seems to be practicing democracy. So, in democracy, we have the executive, you have the legislative, and you have the judiciary branches. The legislative branch make the laws, the Senate, the judiciary enforce the law, the executive sign these laws and make sure that the laws are used as it is to the letter. But if you have someone that don't have, if the laws, for example, says, if you rape a rapist, the punishment for a rapist is to go to jail for 15, 20 years and pay a fine of $2,000. He should go to jail. John rape, and then it's jail. John go to jail for 15 to 20 years and have to pay that amount. But Peter, who is in the government, working, a representative or a senator, rape, and then he does not go to jail. In fact, it takes a very, very long time. The case go to court, and then the court is not doing nothing about it. In fact, it looks as if to say they throw it out of court because he is a government official, he or she. So such is wrong. Then you are doing what we call selective justice. This will make the people, the citizens, to be very, very angry. You will be digging your own, like I say, your own hole. It's wrong. So the government, a just government, will make sure that everyone is treated equally before the law. They don't have to select among that certain people will be given certain privilege and while the others will not. Certain people will have certain rights and the other will not have the rights. No, this is wrong. So you have to hold them to account. The leader, the prime minister or the president should be someone that has exceptional character and integrity to lead the nation. Your character will be under the microscope. If you are not able, if you have a bad character, then your government, you will have a government that is not working for the people. So the leader, that person should possess great courage, having the ability to solve problems. People will come, they will go the other way. If they cannot get it from the Justice Department, they will go to the president, they will complain to the president directly that certain things going on wrong. Mr. President, we are not getting this. And he will have to intervene at times, but not always. But if he makes sure that the person, that department is not working properly, it is his duty to make a change there. Then to just sit and say, oh, that's not my business, I don't want to interfere in the judiciary system. When everyone knows that something is wrong, the people are crying, they are complaining, you say you cannot intervene, you have to intervene. That's what you are the boss. I mean, if I am the boss, I will call you and tell you, Mr. Justice Minister, what is going on? What's going on? Something is wrong. If you are not able, you are not to the tax, I will remove you. Because you serve as my pleasure if you don't, you are serving not only at my pleasure, but the pleasure of the people which we are taking care of. We are ruling. If the people cannot get what they really need, then we have a problem. So we go further to that your enemies, to try to keep your enemy closer to you. Your friends, not only your friends, but your enemy also should be close to you. Because there are people that, that need to be around. You can't just throw everyone away. Your enemies, you have to draw them closer to you. Your enemies need to be closer. If you keep them away, you got to watch them also to see what they are doing, not only your friends. This way, you will hold the country will be steady. People will be able to do their normal activities. People are selling, they are going up and down, goods coming into the country, people are traveling out, people are selling, and everyone is equal before the law. So people are going to school, people are going on their farms, in the butchers, the agriculture, the health system, everything is running, is steady. But if you try to do selective, people are doing selective judgment, it brings about chaos, it brings about hardships, it brings about anger, it can turn into a lot. So it is good. If the people criticize you, you don't need to be angry. You don't need to be vexed. You need to bring them closer to you. So that, okay, you said that I did not do this thing this way. And I think this is the best, but what would you prefer? What do you think is the best way? They can teach you. They can tell you. Maybe it is the best. But you can't say, so say one, so say all. No, that's a serious problem. You know. And intelligence. Because before coming to intelligence, because there's something they call pride and stubbornness. They tell you something, then you say no. It is only you, you are the only one that knows the best. It's not good. So, the people leading or ruling the country should be the best people. The best, brightest people in the country should be the one that are leading the country. People with visions. People that can make change, great change in the life of others, in the community, in the nations as a whole. People with educations, that have educations in leadership, will know how the best way to do things. But if you take what we call boogers, you put a lot of boogers in power, you don't expect anything good from boogers. Huh? It is difficult for you to get boogers ruling or in department. You put one booger there. You don't expect anything very good, fruitful, because they will be learning on the job. A minister post is not a post wherein you go to learn on the job. The president post or prime minister post position is not something where you're going to go learn. Oh, no. This is something that you should know. When you get there, you're going to teach. You're going to tell the people, you're going to do what you have to do, but you don't learn. But booger in the positions, I'm sorry. Then the only end result is you are going, it may end in a disaster. So it is good to bring the brilliant people on board. As all the speeches that you people make during going around election time, vote for me, I will do this, I will do that. All your words will just be empty. It will be empty. Your speeches, there will be empty words inside. People will not respect it because you are a liar. They will call you a liar. And they will call you with some names. You said this, you did not do it. How can we believe you? How can we trust you? It becomes difficult to go there for the second time. So the position is not something to, certain position is not position where you go in order to go and learn on. It's not possible. If you do, if you form or set your government on that post, based on that base, then I'm sorry, then you have a problem. And so that's why we say those who govern should be the brightest in the land. Let me tell you, there's other people also, sometimes the people become frustrated. They travel all of the country, they go in this Western country, they learn and they come back. They have these good educations. But when they come, they don't practice it. I don't know what is wrong. They don't practice, they see things. Good roads, good hospital, there's a good system, good school system there. People are working, they are doing things like that. You learn, you go, you get all the education, you come back. Then you sit and go back to the same way they were doing things 90, 100 years back. You start behaving like that. I don't know what type of education you have. I don't know what did you learn. It could have been better, maybe you just remain where you are than to travel out and come back and sit and you join the same old system. When you come, you need to be a change. You need to try to make a change, a great change into the system. You need to contribute and make it look like the way that where you came from, where you went and learned. You need to try to make your home like that. For others, I don't know. So, but there are also one thing that I don't like, or which is wrong. You see people, during election time, people sell their vote. If you sell your vote for someone, they give you money, and then you vote for that person because of the money they gave you, that means your vote has been sold. You never gave it willingly. So that person, what he promised you, he was going to do this. When you vote for me, when I come, we will build a school. You have good schools. We will build market here, and the road will be okay. There will be work for you people. I will create jobs for the youth. And then they talk all these fine things, and then they give you money. Then you get that money. That means they bought it. So when they go down to the city, the capital, and sit there, and they don't come and do these things, what they promise you is because you sold your vote. You never voted for them because they willingly said to you that, or told you that they were going to do these things. So they bought it. So they have it. So they have nothing. They bought your vote. So you have nothing to do. You have to just sit and wait now for another 7, 8, 9 years again. So it is always good to choose the rightful people, the people actually that have the knowledge, that have the educations, that know how a nation should go forward, that are telling the truth, and not only people who will just, for a certain reason, they just coming around to fool you so that you can vote for them. It is wrong to do that. People should try to desist from this trucking. It's not good. So as a leader also, there's something they call compromise. Not all what you want to be done, your way will always be done. But you will have to compromise at certain times. It will be a give or take. In politics, certain times you will have to give what you don't like. What you don't like, you have to accept it so that you can get what you want. That is part of the game. Though it is good to be sometimes to put your foot down and be a little bit stubborn, and say no, it have to be done this way, but not all the times. you have to be careful with using executive powers. When sometimes the people are wrong, when they are doing things the wrong way, and then the people protest, they talk against them about what they are doing, then you hear them. That's the time they put constitutional rules aside. They say for security reason, for security reason. So they talk about security reason. That's no reason to get security reason. It's difficult to challenge security reason. To question security reason is difficult. So to cool the situation down is what they try to do. And then they become dictators. Actually, this is not good. And one thing also is the tax. Taxes. The tax is revenue that for the government. The government get money and to pay the other people to run the government. But increasing tax is something that you have to be very, very careful with as a leader. You only raise tax when necessary. But if you just go and raise tax because you want more money in your pocket, it will put money in your pocket and will take money from the pocket of the citizen. Then you're going to create a problem for yourself. It's going to be a real problem for you. So this is something that you got to be very careful with, not to raise taxes. So immigration. This is something that some people, they hate. Immigration is very, very important for our country. Foreigners. You should allow foreigners to come into the country. When foreigners come into the country, they develop. Not all foreigners. We have some good foreigners, we have bad ones. I'm talking about the good foreigners. These are the ones should be accepted into the country. They have, most of them, the good one, they have the technical know-how. They have the knowledge that you don't have in the country that can carry on good development, empower your government. Some of them have cash, the capital. They can come with it. They will open businesses. It will increase. It will create jobs. They can create jobs within the country, and it is good for the economic system. So it is good to welcome foreigners into the country, the good one, but not the bad ones. Good foreigners. So there are certain jobs in the country which the citizen may be feeling uncomfortable to do, but the foreigners will do those jobs, and that is a boost for the economic. They will pay tax, and they are going to work, and they make the place clean. They help the country. So that's very good, a good thing to welcome these people. There's something that I don't like. They say it never starts an unjust war. As a leader, it's not good to start an unjust war. War should only start if that's the only option. But most of these wars are the result of greediness. So you have to be very careful. When they want to take things that don't belong to them. So it is wrong. Now, for the last part, what I'm going to talk about is corruption. Here comes the bombshell. Corruption is greed, bribery, fraud. When these things are taking place on the higher level, it can devour the country from the inside, making it weak and vulnerable for anything. This will make the citizens to be angry. It will make them to hate. It will make them to be ripe for revolutions. Anyone can play on their intelligence. Because, just for example, you see the plum. When the plum is green, it's difficult, a little bit hard to pick it. You will turn it 1, 2, 3 before, 5 before you can pick it up, even a purple. But if the plum is ripe, if you hold it, like just one tiny, you get it. And this is how corruption can destroy the country, that can make the country vulnerable for anything. Your enemies, your oppositions, people will make use of that to bring you down. And it is very wrong. Corruption is not good. Fraud is not good. You don't take things that don't belong to you. You should use things for the intended purpose, not for your own intentions. So it is very, very wrong. So today, I just gave some brief talks about how someone needs to run a country or a state. Just give some highlight. So Friday, this coming Friday, we will have the topic corruption. We are going to talk about corruption in details. Corruption is what we're going to talk about. And is corruption good? Is it good to be corrupt? Is corruption good for the community? Is it good for the country? Do you like corruption? Is it a sweet thing to do if you are corrupt? Is it good? Do you feel good when you are corrupt? For me, I'm not corrupt. I don't like corruption. But if you think that I am corrupt, I want you that watching me to tell me on Friday that I'm corrupt. And you should show where I did, what made me corrupt. So I want to know, man. But we will not be calling names. On Friday, we are going to discuss about corruption and how we can get rid of corruption in the community. So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday, 1900 hours. Corruption, we are going to talk about corruptions. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday, 1900 hours. We're going to talk about corruption. So now I am going to, there will be possibility for people to call on Friday. I will put a WhatsApp number up that you can call and make your contributions after the presentation. Friday will be a little little presentations, and then you will make your contribution. We'll be listening to listeners, people that want to contribute towards that topic, corruption. Is your community corrupt? Are you living in a corrupt community? Do you want to get rid of corruption in that community? I'm here. We are here to help you. Meet me on Friday on the FLIFO show to talk about corruption. Thank you. I love you all. So I'll end up by playing some little music and see here. Friday is going to be a day where we are going to I'm going to play some soft music here. When I was down, it was you to lean on. Give me a love I can call my own. Ever since then, I've been better than blessed. You in my life, I can surely confess. I don't know where to start. All I know is that you've got my heart. I've said it all before. I'll say it some more. I yes, I will. Tell the world about you.
There were times in my life, never knew what was wrong. But that love now has come away.
Woo.
Now I can see
I see you.
slowly change. Ever since that day you came my way, I don't know where to start. All I know is that you got burned. I've said it all before. I'll say it some more. Tell the world about you. Oh yes, I will. Tell the world about you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that is it for now, and see you on Friday at 7 o'clock, that's 1900 GMT, wherein we will be discussing about corruption. And so, until again we meet, thank you and have a nice day.